Which helicopter creators in the newly opened MSFS 2024 marketplace are worthy of your hard-earned cash? And which ones might you need to know a little more about before you hit that buy button? I'm making this video buyer's guide for helicopter sim enthusiasts who are either new to MSFS or who are coming back after a long while. I'm giving green lights to creators at the top of their game, solid, reliable makers of good helicopters. Amber lights for creators with good products, but maybe with just a couple of things worth you bearing in mind. And red lights for, well, I think you're just going to have to stay with me for that one. And the first question anyone asks is, will my new add-on helicopter or airplane work in career mode? And there's a very simple answer to that question. No, it won't. Unfortunately, any third-party developed add-on at this point in MSFS 2024's development history simply will not work in career mode. Yet, we have not reached that point. If you think you've got something to add to this conversation, I do not have all the answers. So if you've got a perspective or if you think I've got something wrong, just put it in the comments. Let's talk about it. And let's see how your perspective might help your fellow simmers. Third thing I want to mention, not all add-ons are available in the Microsoft Flight Simulator marketplace. Developers like Hype Performance Group, for instance, who kind of revolutionized the helicopter scene really with their high fidelity, highly automated helicopters, the H145 and H160, they never sold through the marketplace. That was all very highly customized material that they sold only through their own website. Some developers sold only through flightsim.to, some sold through third-party resellers like Contrail, and some do a mix through their own websites and through the marketplace. And if you do buy through the marketplace, there is an advantage in that the marketplace handles all the files for you, so you're not having to move things around into your community folder or anything like that. Updates are handled automatically, but you don't necessarily know if you're getting them as fast as other people. Like, there might be an approval process through Microsoft, and it might take a little bit longer for those updates to flow through to you. I think for a lot of casual users, the marketplace is a persuasive option, and so that's why I wanted to do a video about it. So let's get into it, and I'm going to select aircraft, and here we have some scroll bars within scroll bars. Not quite sure about that user interface design. Anyway, we'll choose helicopters, and I'm just going to go alphabetically through these creators. So let's start with the top one, Cowan Simulation. Huge product range, general aviation helicopters. Good modeling, good flight dynamics, solid representations of popular machines. Active Discord community. If there is one disadvantage about having a wide product range like this, Josh Cowan himself touches upon it when he talks about this H130 over here. He himself was not too happy with the way the flight model turned out on this, but what he is doing currently is focusing on the development of two new products, a Cessna vintage helicopter, that's going to be fun, and also a Sikorsky S-76 with autopilot and stability augmentation systems. That's going to be a really interesting one to look out for. And so the H130 update's going to have to wait, along with the updates coming to these other machines as well. So with a big portfolio does come the drawback of the speed of updates. Something to bear in mind with these Cowan Simulation products. However, overall, very happy to give this developer a green light. You can buy with confidence. You're going to get a good product. FlyInside. Now, these people have a really strong focus on flight dynamics and getting the flight model really perfect. A really singular focus on that. So what we see is a surprisingly low rating on that Bell 47 over there. Why? I think probably because it has a steep learning curve. So you might be interested in the Bell 47, and I see no reason not to recommend it other than you're going to expect a steep learning curve when you get into that helicopter. This developer, FlyInside, also sells a Bell 206, a very popular model, but that has an external flight model, and so it's not available through the marketplace. A green light from me for FlyInside. Got Friends, not exactly known as a developer of helicopters as such, but really well known as a developer of fun and quirky add-ons for Microsoft Flight Simulator. The Mini 500 is maybe not one I'd want to get into in real life, the single-engine kit helicopter, but there's plenty of video reviews of people having lots of fun in it. So green light from me for Got Friends. Heaven Designs and GIBA, not the most high-profile of developers. And when you look at that price, it's not a premium asking price either. This is in Australian dollars, that is the market I am in. This H120 is the only one of its type you can get in the simulator. It's not really at the upper end of the market. I believe it uses the Bell 407 default sound set. So yes, it is a turbine helicopter sound set. It's just not from an H120. An amber light for me for Heaven Designs and GIBA purchase, but just bear in mind that it might not be at that premium level of some of those other developers we've seen so far. I'll be very interested to see what the future holds for these developers. Well, here's the one exception to the rule of these add-ons not working in career mode, the Chinook from Blackbird and Microsoft. This is packaged in the Premium Deluxe edition of MSFS 2024 and available for purchase if you did not get that pack. I have done a full head-to-head review of this helicopter against the Miltech edition of the same machine. There's a link for you to check that one out. This Chinook has a nice model, a good sound set, it's pretty nice to handle, it's fun to fly, it's a little bit overpowered, it's greatly simplified in its systems and its startup, and I wonder if that's got something to do with that less than stellar rating there. Still, I think a green light for these developers. Blackbird has a terrific reputation as a high-profile premium developer for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And in fact, they have teamed up with Miltech as partners in the development of the MH60 helicopters coming soon. MScenery, oh boy, what am I going to say here? Whew, well, these are... Well, do the reviews speak for themselves? They are rated not very high, as you can see. I think for the serious flight simulation enthusiast who expects high-resolution interiors, realistic flight dynamics, these are probably not the machines for you. If you are someone who flies in the external camera and with all of the assists switched on and you like the view of an Mi-24 flying along ahead of you, maybe these are just fine for you. I think a red light from me for these MScenery machines. Buy only with extreme caution. Make sure you are aware of what you are buying before you part with your cash. Nemeth Designs and a long history of helicopter development. The Schweitzer S300, well, it didn't get off to a great start because it had I think a bug which threw a lot of people off. The trim didn't work properly and people had a massive struggle flying it. I think, like that Bell 47 from FlyInside, a bit of a steep learning curve at first, and people had a bit of a struggle. Balatu42, who's an excellent YouTuber and a very nice person, rates this flight model as good, and so it could be worth a look from you. Nemeth Designs, I'm going to give them an amber light. Proceed with caution. Just make sure this product suits your needs before you buy. Taog's Hangar. Now, these are developers who specialize in vintage, analog style helicopters. So far, we're just seeing the Alouette 3 available in the MSFS 2024 store. They also developed a very popular UH-1 Huey / Bell 205 that was available in 2020, and also a Llama that was sold only through flightsim.to. The Llama, I am told, is coming to the MSFS 2024 store soon. I have done a full review for that machine. A green light from me for this developer. Attention to detail in visual modeling, flight modeling, and fun things like a clipboard where you can tick the options that you want to change the visual layout of the helicopter. Lots of fun to be had with Taog's Hangar products if you are interested in this era of helicopter development. So that's my buyer's guide for helicopter creators in the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 marketplace for April 2025. Things will start to change rapidly from here. Did I get anything wrong? Please, constructive criticism invited in the comments. Go ahead. And I'll look forward to seeing you in another video real soon.